Shalom, shalom, shalom. As always, first I want to give all praises and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to His only begotten Son, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters of the house of Israel. As the Bible says, many are called, few are chosen, and the chosen are the elect of the nation of Israel. So I'm going to play a little montage of videos. So hold on to your seats. It's going to be a quick one. So I'm going to start here with George Orwell. All right? I'm going to start with George Orwell, 1984.
By the time Orwell married Sonia Brownell, 1984 was written, after which he would never leave his bed again. But he left one final warning.
1984 is, I believe, a quite terrifying masterpiece. So terrifying, in fact, I don't think I should like to read another like it.
I am not absolutely dissatisfied with it. I think it is a good idea, but the execution would have been better if I had not been under the influence of TB when I wrote it.
You once claimed that you have an ability to face unpleasant facts. Is that what you've demonstrated in 1984 by drawing an accurate portrait of the future?
I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
He died in 1950. He was 46 years old. So that was the first major warning that we had about this global elite MOTB system rollout, basically, where it is heading to this total control. That was George Orwell. He was 46 years old and he died in 1950. All right? Regarding the book that he wrote called 1984. If you've not seen the film, 1984, if you like to read books, 1984, I implore you to either watch the film or read the book. All right, so that was his warning in 1984. Now we're going to play you Alan Russo's warning this was just before he died, a few years before he died, around the year 2002.
Banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish, and the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks. And they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government, run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
Now let's come up to the year. That was Alan Russo warning you. Now we're in the year. That was around about the year 2000 when he did that interview, right? 25 years ago. All right. So now, 25 years later, let's come up, see what's being said now.
Issue, but honestly, it seems laughable, Caleb, that Macquarie Bank, all right, not the one we think is the sort of the retail bank that most of us do our daily banking with, but they're going to get rid of cash out of all their branches, right? Now, this is not that important for Macquarie, but the other banks are going that way too. I know some of the other major banks at some of their branches are having no cash. You go to the bank to withdraw some of your money and they won't have it.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, remember when Slim Dusty sang there was nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer? Because you can't imagine a pub without beer. Can you imagine a bank without cash?
Well, I mean, they exist already.
That's sort of how it's meant to work, isn't it? But it's this slow push that we remove cash from society, which means all your transactions will be electronic, which means the bank can track you, the government can track you. When you go to get a mortgage, they know whether you've been on the punt on the weekend, they know whether you've been spending too much money at the pub. It's this surveillance that they want us all to buy into. The only way to get around it is to keep using cash. We have to keep using cash.
You need to keep some cash so you can bribe someone at the bank to give you some cash.
Right.
It is ridiculous, Oliver. Soon we'll have butchers with no meat.
Don't give the vegans any more ideas because they're already going down that path. But you're right, it is nuts. And once one bank does it, then all the other banks look at that situation and think they can do it as well. As Caleb so correctly just said there, this is, to create that paper trail there that, everyone have to set up other sort of accounts, maybe with gambling companies and the like, so you can have a little bit of flash money on the side.
Yeah, unbelievable. We'll have cash money dealers getting around the country trying to give you some cash on the sly.
Well, it's about control, isn't it? I mean, this is the most glaring example we've ever seen from a prominent world leader. Von der Leyen is the president of the European Commission, 450 million people living within that union. Oh, and by the way, she's unelected, she's appointed, and here she is brazenly saying we need a digital ID card or app on our phones. Now, bear in mind, France and Germany are trialing this already. The European Union, she wants this to be enforced by the early 2030s and, may I add, backed up by a central bank digital currency, living in a cashless society. And now she wants the whole thing to go global. Can you imagine? On this ID card will be not just your date of birth, your gender, your eye color, your height, your approximate weight. There will be your vaccine status, your financial status, and goodness knows what else will be on that card. Can you imagine this data falling into the hands of bad actors? And if you think about it, I speak as somebody who's recently been debanked as a result of his political opinions, and this is happening in America too, as you well know, to lots of people. If we're not careful, we head towards a Chinese-style social credit system where unless you go along with the views of a day, you become a non-person. I cannot think of a more dangerous initiative than this. Yet the odd thing is you picked it up and you tweeted about it earlier on today, but the rest of the world's media are simply ignoring it.
Well, and I think, Nigel, look, you and I have been talking about this issue since the old days, seems like 5 or 6 years ago, when they were moving toward more global government standards. And it's always called the, international norms, and the international community has rules-based international order. But one thing we know is that China will never abide by any rules-based international order that in any way would compromise their own ability to control their own destiny and their own people. So the elites in China would never, just like the elites here, they would never be susceptible to any of the controls for the rest of the people. They always float above the controls.
Yeah, I mean, look, for all his faults, President Xi believes in China and believes in the Chinese people. And the same goes for India and many other great countries in the world. The problem we've got is we have to ask a question whether our leaders actually believe in our nation, because they're prepared to surrender sovereignty to the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the EU, and goodness knows what comes after that. And the truth of it is, the world will be a better, more prosperous, peaceful place if democratic nation states cooperate and trade together, not give away their powers to unelected bureaucrats. And that was the Brexit message all those years ago. I now think what our little island did becomes a stronger message for the world, and in particular, after what von der Leyen said. We simply have to say, no, we believe in liberty, we believe in freedom, we believe in the nation state.
Well, that was Nigel Farage last year, all right? Hoping that Britain wasn't going to go the same way as Europe, all right? And he was stressing that the fact that we left the European Union, that we wouldn't be going that way because we're not under the European Union controls no more, all right? That's what he thought last year. Well, let's listen to old Nigel this year, all right? So this is what happened, as we should all know, a few weeks ago. As we always tell you, everybody gets the script. Everybody gets the script. Now, this is Nigel Farage this year, 2025. That interview that we just saw was Nigel Farage last year, being interviewed on Fox News regarding the digital IDs being pushed out in Europe. Well, this is him this year.
We have not had ID cards in this country for over 70 years. We had them briefly during wartime Britain, but in the end it was decided they weren't doing any good at all and we got rid of them. But they're to come back, but now in a digital form. And of course, the high priest for all of this for the last quarter of a century has been Tony Blair. Here he was just recently reiterating the call.
The benefits are clear. Digital ID will make our interactions with each other and with the state faster, cheaper, and more reliable. It will allow us to judge who has a right to be in our country and who doesn't, and so solves one of the major challenges of immigration.
The benefits are clear. The state can control every single aspect of your life. They can know where you are at any given moment in time. They can see what money goes in and out of your accounts. They can decide, no. You can't go to Marbella. You've used up your carbon credit for the year. Now, you might say I'm exaggerating, but these are the endless possibilities that could happen with digital ID. And frankly, for me, I saw enough during the pandemic with vaccine passports. It created a two-tier society of those who could go to places, those who could travel, all based on the fact that unless you were vaxxed, you see, unless you were vaxxed, you were a danger because you might pass the virus on to somebody else. Then we learned that simply wasn't true, and yet our freedoms have been taken away for that period of time in a way that had never happened before. I am personally, vehemently opposed to this in every single way, let alone the abuse that could happen if any of these sites are hacked and your data is taken. So I am deadly against. We will have a proper debate with our channel on this subject. But hey, we're told it'll stop illegal immigration. It'll stop people crossing the channel. It'll stop people working in the illegal economy. I, for my own side, don't believe a word of it. Love your views. Are you in favour? You at home? You, the viewers, the listeners, let me know. Tweet, #Farage on GB News, or email farage@GB News.
How long it takes a beginner like my dad.
So as you can see, all right. So he didn't realize that he had to that memo. Shalom to you, Elder Apostle Tahar. Are you absolutely right? Everything that GMS said is coming to pass. All right on time, 100%, Apostle Tahar. Because last year he was saying, well, it's going out to Europe, but it's not coming to the UK because the UK left the European Union, so they can't enforce this on us. Well, the system is called gradualism. Everybody gets the memo, and everyone's got a particular date when they need to push out that particular information regarding the digital ID, which eventually is going to lead us to the microchip, without a shadow of doubt, right? Yeah, the other camps can't see it, all right? 100%, they cannot see it, but that's what's coming. Now, remember, it's all about gradualism, right? Everyone's got the memo, so everyone has to do what's being told. Now, this is part of the gradualism, what I'm going to show you here. Like I said, it's a montage of videos I want to show you, right? This is part of the gradualism here, all right?
This is Zoe. Just like you, she uses lots of different cards and IDs to get through her day. What if all Zoe needed was herself? Introducing Amazon One, a free service that lets you use your palm to quickly pay for things, gain access, earn rewards, and more. Let's say you're grabbing your favorite coffee beverage, or heading into the office, or checking out. Just hover your palm and you're on your way. It's as easy as that. Sign up is free and takes less than a minute. All you need is a credit card, your phone number, and your palm. That's it. Since your palm is unique and can't be lost or misplaced, you can get things done quickly and securely. And with more experiences on the way, Amazon One will help you get even more done, simply by being you. Now, Zoe has more time to do what she loves, indoor skydiving. Enter, identify, and pay with Amazon One.
Leaven's the whole bread, right? And that's what it is, little by little gradualism. So as I showed you, I wanted to kind of show you the journey, how we kind of got here, right? From George Orwell, right in the 1984 book, and the movie was made, and he warned on his deathbed before he died in 1950. He warned us about this because he was an insider, George Orwell, who knew about it. And then we forwarded another 30 odd years where Alan Russo warned you about what was coming. All right, we showed you the information. Alan Russo would make it clear. He made that interview with what's his name? I forget his name. The guy from his name's not in my head. But anyway, he did the interview regarding the microchip, the total control, the digital currency. That was like 36 years after George Orwell warned us. All right. Then we come 25 years later. The European Union was pushing digital IDs over the last 2 or 3 years, where now it's become mandatory. And then Britain thought we weren't going to have to do it because we were outside of the EU. All right. We left with Brexit. We Brexited it. Well, Brexit ain't going to save us from none of this, because this is a memo that went out to everyone, from the elites to all of these government leaders. I don't care who's in power. They've all got the same memo, and they've all got different times where they're going to have to push this. And like the Apostle Tahar says, these other camps can't see, or they refuse to see it, right? Because they obviously took the bag. So it's one of the two. We don't have evidence of the bag, but that is a definite probability that we believe they either took the bag, or they're blindly walking like blind. Like the Lord said, they give them ears to hear, but they cannot hear, eyes to see, but they cannot see. Right? And that's the reality, because it's here. It's absolutely here. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes, all right? It is here. And if in the year 2025, right, you still can't see this, right? I don't know what I can say. They are a rebellious house, like Ezekiel said, boy. They are the most rebellious house, the nation of Israel, right? When it comes to this truth. And when we're talking about those, who are out there calling themselves pastors and preachers that are preaching this, but they're not giving you the 100% truth. I'm just grab a few precepts here. This is This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 1. The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. Right? They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house, an absolute rebellious house. All right, because whether they took the bag, right, or they refusing to see it because they are a rebellious house, we're gonna find out. But we're getting close to the wire where you're gonna have to, you're literally gonna have to say, make your yay be yay and your nay be nay. All right, because we're getting close to the wire. The other one I think I want to go to is where is it? Is it Isaiah 6? I'm thinking. Yeah, Isaiah 6, right? We're getting close to the wire. Close to the wire. They truly are a rebellious house. Isaiah 6. Isaiah 6, and let's just jump down here. Why do I want to come to verse 9? Isaiah 6, verse 8. We'll start verse 8. Right? Isaiah's commission. See, we're on a commission. It's like the Blues Brothers. They were on a mission from the Lord, right? And they're definitely Jakes, right? The Blues Brothers, right? They was on a mission from the Lord, but we're on a mission from the Lord, right? But only the elect. Let me just say that again. Only the elect, E-L-E-C-T, are going to get this. No one else is actually going to get this. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. It's gradualism, right? In government, is the policy of achieving a change incrementally through small, steady steps rather than through sudden or radical actions like revolutions. It is a strategy used in areas like policy making, which is what they are doing. All right, they're letting they let the rioters do the revolution. Let the radicals do all that. Right, while behind the scenes they're doing this policy making. All gradualism, right? Economics and policy reform to implement change slowly over time, often with the goal of avoiding significant resistance or disruption. And that's exactly what we see going on here. This approach can be contrasted with rational, comprehensive models that prioritize making a single large change after considering all options at once. And absolutely, we're living in a time of gradualism, right? These guys are they're masters of this. They've been doing this type of tactics for centuries. It's that now they've got the whole system in place to be able to do this. They got TV to show you how they're gonna sleepwalk you, right? You're gonna sleepwalk into this thing. They're going to make it be so nice for you to have. It's going to be like an ice cream on a sunny, hot day. You see the ice cream van and you're thinking, should I not? And you see everyone queuing up, I might as well get an ice cream. Everyone else is. That's what they're going to do. They're going to sell it to you like an ice cream van on a sunny, hot day. And so many people are going to queue up at that ice cream van to get their microchip. Believe me when I tell you. That's what's going to happen. So this is Isaiah 6. I wanted to touch on here. Verse 8. It says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send and who will go for us? Then said I, this is what we said, here am I, send me, Lord. The Lord sent us. The Lord sent our apostles to bring this word. The Lord sent the men that taught the apostles, Abba Bivens, Ariah, Yaquab, these men that taught them to teach this word. Now it's the apostles that are leading this truth in truth and spirit and sincerity. So now the spirit has jumped on us and the Lord is sending us. But we understand that only the elect, let me just say this again, the ELECT crew, which is the elect crew, are going to receive this when we're preaching and teaching this. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. And that's what's going on with major Israelite camps. They're hearing this, but they're not understanding it. They're seeing it, but they still can't perceive it. So we wonder, did they take the bag, or did the Lord truly absolutely blind them? Did he blind the zombies that are following them in this belief that what we are teaching about the MOTB, that is the microchip, has the Lord intentionally blinded these major camps? Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, because it's so clear as day. So we're saying, man, the Lord must have blinded them. Either that or the Lord sent Esau to drop a big bag of Benjamins in front of them. Unless they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. This is so clear. As I said, this is a rebellious house. The Lord speaks about us, all right? The Lord told Ezekiel that these are rebellious people, right? Let's just quickly get to it. Have they eaten the, you see, this is what it's ultimately about. Have they eaten the whole roll? Or have they just eaten a part of the roll, which is the truth, and they discarded the rest? Or did they eat the roll and just took the bag anyway? Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 1, moreover he said unto me, son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, which is symbolically represents the truth, the scriptures, and go and speak unto the house of Israel. So we can say from the bottom of our hearts in the spirit that we've eaten this whole roll, completely eaten this whole roll. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. This is what we've been doing. This is what the elders, the apostles have been doing. The affiliate camps of GMS have been doing. We have brought this 100% truth. We are unequivocally, undeniable, unnegotiable. We know that the mark of the beast is the microchip. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech, of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. So we understand only the elect at the house of Israel is going to receive this. Not to many people of a strange speech, of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. All right? And we even show you, people in the world, in the secular world, can see this. Many people in the secular world can see that the MOTB is the microchip, but yet two of the major big camps, Israelite camps, the ISUPK and the IUIC, still refuse to acknowledge what it is. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, which is thy mind, lahab, and hear with thine ears, and go and get them of the captivity. They're in captivity today. We're all in captivity today. Unto the children of thy people, the Lord's people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus says the Lord God, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. So it doesn't matter to us whether they want to receive this truth or not. But we know that the MOTB unequivocally is the microchip. It's as simple as that. No ifs, no buts, and no maybes. All right? No ifs, no buts. And I mean, what do we do? How much more can we do? Yeah, the Apostle Tahar says here, in a governmental context, herd mentality is the phenomenon where a group of individuals, right, which is what we see here. Herd mentality is where it's like, you ever watched The Walking Dead? They wait for one zombie to walk in one particular direction, all the other zombies just follow them. and they're just walking all in that direction. They don't care where that zombie's going, we're just going to follow them. That's herd mentality. Such as voters or officials, right, follows the actions and opinions of a larger group overriding their own judgment. And that's what you see going on in those major Israelite camps. I believe a lot of them brothers, those underlings, right, can see it, but refuse to go against what the heads of those organizations are telling them. You're right? Meaning they're overriding their own judgment, meaning they're overriding their own salvation, because every man is responsible for his own salvation. It says here, so it says larger groups overriding their own judgment or independent thought. That's exactly what we see going on here. This can lead to behaviors like the bandwagon effect in politics, where people vote for the candidate they believe will win and can be fueled by a desire to belong, fear. And that is so significant, because there's a desire for a lot of these brothers to feel like they belong to something, to be able to have the, I was able to wear the purple and gold, or if you had IUSUPK, I was able to wear all black with those ornaments on my arms and around my head. That longing for belonging, that can be a lesson on its own. That longing for belonging, right? And that's what's going on. All right. It says, fueled by desire to belong, fear or uncertainty, as seen in speculative attacks on a government's currency. This collective mindset, all right, can suppress dissent, which is exactly what's going on. They've suppressed it, completely suppressed it. Can suppress dissent and lead to poor or irrational decisions at a societal level. Herd mentality. That's the definition, herd mentality. So, I just kind of wanted to just bring this up to show you that, this has been a long-term plan of the elites, a long-term plan. And if in the year 2025, when all the technology, all this that's been spoken of, what we see the governments have been doing around the world, the movements that they've been doing to the CBDC, central bank digital currencies, the digital IDs, that all of these roads are going to lead to one particular road, the road of the MOTB, the road of the microchip. They're all going to converge on that one road. And that's it. That's the end game. So some people are truly suffering from, a lot of them are suffering from herd mentality. And if they're not able to get out of that, if they're not able to see, because I said already, Bishop Nathaniel can't save no one. I can't save no one. Apostle Tahar can't save no one. General Yohana can't save no one. Every single one of us is responsible for our own salvation. Lord willing, we make it. We call ourselves the hopeful elect. So with this information being made public for such a long time, and the fact that GMS have been pushing this hard, and they're still kicking against the pricks of the wall, there's nothing we can do. All we can do is do what we continue to do. Preach and teach the 100% truth. Lord willing, the elect will get it, because only the elect will get this. So on that note, I want to give all the praises and the glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, to Wada Apostle Tahar, for you engaging in the lesson as well, as always, and for the other brothers that were putting up precepts and engaging in the lesson, to Wada for that, as always. As I always say, keep praying, keep safe, repent, and hold on to this 100% truth. Because our salvation is nearer than when we first thought. Truly believe that. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises.